All right, let's dive right into this explainer and look at how professionals in Bangladesh are literally completely modernizing the way they network. We're looking at a totally fascinating shift today. I mean, we're moving away from a ritual that's been the standard in the corporate world for, what, over a century? And we're stepping into something incredibly dynamic. If you've ever attended a conference, a trade show, or even just a casual business lunch in Dhaka, well, you know the drill. You shake hands and you exchange a little piece of cardstock. But is that really the best we can do in our modern digital age? Today, we're going to explore the source materials surrounding a company called NFCYes. They are fundamentally changing personal branding and professional networking across Bangladesh, all through some seriously smart technology. So that begs the question, is the traditional paper business card dead? Think about the sheer friction of the old way of doing things for a second. You order hundreds of paper cards. You got to remember to actually stuff them in your wallet or purse before you leave the house. You hand them out, and then what happens? Best case scenario? Someone manually types your info into their phone, which, let's be honest, is super tedious, and then they throw the card away. Worst case, it gets lost in the wash or just sits in a forgotten dusty stack on a desk somewhere. And heaven forbid you change your phone number or get a promotion, right? Because suddenly those 500 cards you just printed are completely useless. We're looking at a totally necessary evolution in networking right now. It's really about moving from a static, disposable piece of paper to a dynamic, permanent digital connection. Now, I want you to look at this number, 13. What does that mean? Well, it represents their 13 years of deep, hands-on experience in the plastic cards industry. And this is absolutely vital context. You see, NFCYes didn't just appear overnight to capitalize on some random tech trend. They didn't start as a software company blindly trying to figure out physical products. No, they started right there with the physical products. They deeply understood the medium, the materials, and the whole traditional networking culture in Bangladesh. And from that solid foundation, over a decade of experience, they pivoted. They used that know-how to innovate the very first NFC terminal in Bangladesh. They knew exactly what the limitations of the old plastic cards were, and they engineered a much smarter solution. But here is the absolute real takeaway. It is not just a business card. Seriously. If we were just talking about taking your name and phone number and slapping it onto a microchip, well, that would be convenient, sure, but it wouldn't exactly be revolutionary. This technology goes far, far beyond just moving contact info to a digital format. When you tap an NFC device to a smartphone, you aren't just sending a boring text file. You are literally launching a complete digital experience. According to the source material, this is ultimately about your personal branding. This shift, it's a massive upgrade in how you control your professional identity. Think about it. When someone taps your card, they're greeted with a beautifully customized digital profile. We're talking your photo, your social links, your portfolio, your exact professional summary, all presented exactly how you want the world to see it. You are no longer boxed in by that tiny 2x3-inch physical space of paper. You're giving your new contact a fully immersive introduction to who you are and what you do, and it all happens with just a single tap. Section 1. The ecosystem. Accessible digital identities. So looking at their product tiers here, the thing that really stands out from the source material is the sheer accessibility. NFCYes has built this comprehensive, tangible product lineup to support the digital transition. Because let's face it, a freelance graphic designer needs something totally different than a busy retail storefront. Whether you just want a simple digital profile or a custom NFC card starting around 1200 to 1500 BDT, or maybe you want the classic physical card with those smart capabilities for 1800 BDT, there is literally a specific entry point for everyone. They even offer these really cool acrylic towers or card and tower combos ranging from 3000 to 5000 BDT. Those are designed specifically to sit right on the checkout counter of physical stores. Oh, and if you're outfitting a whole team, their corporate packages require a minimum of 20 pieces, and you just give them a call for custom pricing. It's a highly structured model, perfectly designed to fit pretty much any professional budget. To really ground those numbers, let's look at a real-world anecdote from the source material. Rajib, the owner of Fizza's Cafe, points out that his business was actually the very first cafe in Bangladesh to use the NFCYes desktop terminal. He says NFCYes invent the idea. I am very proud to have it. And honestly, that perfectly illustrates how local business owners are proudly adopting and displaying these acrylic towers right out in the wild. I mean, just imagine walking into a cafe, tapping your phone to the tower right there on the counter, and boom, instantly having their menu, their social media, and their contact info right in the palm of your hand. It completely elevates the customer experience in a split second. Section 2. The onboarding process. 5 steps to connect. Now, you know as well as I do that a major barrier to adopting new technology is usually the setup phase. If it's a headache to figure out, people simply aren't going to do it. But the source material shows a highly streamlined journey here. It's actually super easy. You simply jump online to register, input your basic details, name, mobile photo, then verify your email to keep everything nice and secure, and then dive right in to customize your full fee card. And then, this is the best part, they print and deliver the physical product straight to your door completely free of charge. They've essentially removed all the friction. They even prominently display a direct support number throughout the whole process, 01724185550, just in case you hit a snag and need some help. To really grasp the practical impact of this, let's think about the experience of frequent travelers for a second. Zahid Mahmood, the chairman of Pentagon International Ltd., points out that he travels constantly to various countries for business. Can you even imagine the massive hassle of packing hundreds of paper cards for an international trip? It's a nightmare. He says, "Now don't need to carry lots of paper-made visiting card. All my business communication is a now NFCYes card." This perfectly highlights how a high-level executive completely eliminated the paper card headache. By consolidating everything into one single smart device, it's all about efficiency. It's packing light, but still actually delivering a way more robust professional profile when you meet someone on the road. So we're really moving away from a world of communication problems. You know the ones: lost contacts, making a typo when you're awkwardly saving a new number, or having your info become completely outdated the second a fresh batch of cards is printed. We're leaving that behind for a single unified solution. And this sentiment is heavily echoed all across their diverse user base. Sadil Jewell, the MD of Makers Market Ltd., specifically highlighted that for all these many communication problems, the one simple solution is NFC. Similarly, filmmaker Kondokar Suman praised how the company crafts these beautifully customized card designs and V-cards tailored to entirely different professions. So, whether you're a corporate chairman sealing deals, a creative filmmaker, or running your own local cafe, this single solution adapts to solve your specific individual networking problems. But what really grounds this company isn't just the flashy tech. It's their deep integration into the local community. They aren't just selling a product and walking away. As we can see through these specific local recognitions, from taking home dedication and support awards at the Coffee Lime Stand-Up Comedy Night to being named champions at Domo's Thunder, they are actively participating in the culture. They were recognized at the Unique 98 Grand Festival at the Boat Club in Dhaka. They won Site of the Day for Avengers 98, and they were even associated with the Govurjao Shilpo and Shahithya Award with Void Architect. All of this proves that the company is a trusted, active, and truly celebrated brand right within the heart of the Bangladeshi community that they're helping to modernize. So let's recap. We've seen their 13 years of rock-solid foundational experience, this wonderfully accessible product ecosystem, a totally frictionless onboarding process, and some really great testimonials from local business leaders who have already made the leap. Honestly, the traditional paper card is increasingly looking like a relic of the past, just full of limitations. Meanwhile, personal branding is rapidly sprinting toward this dynamic digital space. So, as the line between our physical presence and our digital footprint continues to blur, ask yourself, in an increasingly paperless world, what is your first impression going to look like tomorrow? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.